In the history of the world, which means writing, there were a group of people in Sumer who came up with a mythology about the kingship, the right to rule, the divine right to rule, which was later adopted by the Germans in the Western Roman Empire. The divine right to rule came from heaven with a god named Enki. They were conquered by the by the Akkadians, who called that god Enki Ea. That god said that he made the blackhead people, whatever that means. Whether it means black people or whether it means black-haired people, nobody can tell. This was known in the ancient Greek world from Berosus, Berossus, a priest from Mesopotamia. He wrote books in Greek. The Greeks started creating philosophies, which was the equivalent, or which was a child of religious teaching of the Olympians. The Egyptian dynasties started around 3500 BC, and dynasties means kinfolk, passing down the kingship. The Phoenicians, historically called Canaan, Canaan, but they called themselves Phoenicians, were the Hyksos, Hyksos, who had ruled Egypt for hundreds of years and kept the Egyptian religion. There's sarcophaguses in the Baalbek and Lebanon area. So the Greek world started changing and adopting thoughts separate from religious thought, because religion divides people. It can also unite people for wars. You have to study the mining. It's all about mining and where these people were mining for gold and tin and copper and silver. It's all about the mining. You can follow these people as they morph into new religions, which Christianity must have caused a big problem, or the supposed destruction of the Jewish temple in 70 AD must have caused a problem, because the religion had to morph. The fact remains that Josephus Josephus, said there never was an Ark of the Covenant in the Second Temple. Well, no Ark of the Covenant means no presence of God. So the Second Temple, which supposedly started to be rebuilt in 539 BC with Cyrus the Great letting the captives go that Nebuchadnezzar had captured in the Levant. Cyrus let them go to go rebuild the temple. And you know the story from the Bible, what happened there. How disappointed they were because it was so small and shabby compared to the opulence of King David's temple. Well, the Occident, Occident, the West, developed academic disciplines to study. European men went and dug in the sands in Mesopotamia and Egypt to find out the source of the Bible that they had been given under pain of death. You would believe in that, in order to unite these Western people under a ruler and a religion, which turns out to have never existed in time. There was no Abraham. There is no historic Abraham. There is no historic Moses. There is no historic Noah. There is no historic King David. There is no historic Solomon. Therefore, no historic First Temple. These people were duped into believing in a God who was going to unite them, and it never happened. In time, history, the time of history, it's all a sham. You're being controlled by manipulators, teaching you false histories in order to unite you. The Greeks had believed in a god, the Olympian gods, and the god Zeus. Prometheus was Zeus's son. He's Lucifer, the light giver. Fire. He stole fire from the Olympian gods and gave it to man. He hid it in a reed. A reed by itself is flexible, but a bundled reed, the fascist symbol, is not easily bent. That's what your establishment is. Your establishment is a bundled reed or bundled reeds, as evidenced under Abraham Lincoln's Colossus statue under his hands. Look at his hands. There are two fascist symbols, the bundled reeds. These people are saying that Zeus is God, and Prometheus is Lucifer. The Bible itself tells you that the angel of Aya, it's not Yahweh. Moses' burning bush God says his name is Aya, A-Y-A-H, Asher, A-S-H-E-R, Aya, A-Y-A-H. It's Phoenician. It's Ea, Aya. It's the god Aya from Asher, which was Assyria, which was Akkadian. We have two gods in the Bible, supposedly united into one. You have Zeus, and you have Ea. There's no Yahweh. There is no Yahweh. These people didn't know or forgot Ea. It's all a mess. All these people are worried about is gold. They have their parties given by boards of directors that they've appointed to the position, and they get their free dress-up dinners, all laughing. Masons, Catholics, Greeks, it doesn't matter. They're all united against you. All religion is man-made. The Mesopotamians' gods were the planets. Constellations. That's all.